Previously, I have made a lot of videos concerning poultry farming. So, in this video, I'm gonna be telling you on how you will start a poultry farm with very little amount of money, as much as possible. So, this video will be like an action video. It's where I'll be breaking down into finer details for you to understand on how you will make this possible. By the end of this video, hopefully you will have learned the better roadmap for you to be able to get this business running. So if I'm talking to you and you are asking such kind of questions, then this is your video. Make sure if you have not subscribe to the channel, and if you love this video, please like and share to so many audience. In case you are wondering who I am, my name is Makori. My YouTube channel name is Live with Makori. Today I will be giving you tips which will help you to start this kind of business in this 2025. Let's dive in. Tip number 1. You have to put this at the back of your mind that you will never start any kind of business without money. You need the feeds, you need food, you need vaccines, you need the chicks themselves. So you can't start without money. For you to start this kind of business, alternatively, you have to find a job. Why do I say this? At least finding a job will help you save some money little by little, so that you can have at least $100. It will be better for you to have, so that you can start this kind of business. You know, sometimes we handle money differently. Some of the people are used to getting hundreds of thousands US dollars. Others are used to get very little amount. So for me to get $50 or $100, it can make a big change for me or for you. So you need to look for money for you to be able to start this kind of business. You must save. You must have at least something. Alternative number 2 is that at least have friends. You must have a friends or family. You can ask them to support you for you to be able to start this kind of business. Personally, it is friends who supported me. Previously, before I migrated to my village here, I used to live at Nyabuhansi village, where some of my friends used to tell me, Makori, why don't you start this kind of business? Why don't you start poultry farming? So I said, I can't start if I don't have money. I can't start if I don't have space. All this needs money. So that moved me, for me to be able to move to the village. Moving to the village, it is a friend who supported me to start this kind of business. So you can ask a friend, of course, I know most of the people don't have even friends or family who can support them have this. So alternatively, you will have at least where you will get something daily for you to be able to get. I talked about the job. Some people will say nowadays we don't have jobs. Like in Kenya, we don't have jobs, we don't have to do that. But there are some people who are doing some jobs. You can go to the construction site, you can save from there. You can go and help maybe weed at the farm or harvest. You can get paid from there for you to be able to save until you get what you need, because you focus. But some of the people will not get a job because they say, I don't want to do this kind of job, I can't do this kind of job. So that one will hinder you from not achieving your goal, getting investor to invest into you. But I want you to remember that that is the hardest part, because nobody will want to invest in you if he has not practically seen what you have done. Nobody will want to. You can have, so many people have ideas, great ideas, but they can't, people will not invest in them because they don't have something to show. They don't show that they have done this and this and this, which will make other people look at that and decide to put the money they have worked very hard for to put into the business. So that's one of the hardest part. So you need to do something. At least you need to have some money. Tip number 2, to help you start a business with a very small capital, you need to acquire knowledge. You need to have a lot of knowledge on how you reduce costs. For example, you have started a small poultry farm, so you don't need to pay people to come and work at the poultry farm, or maybe start now feeding the chicks. That one you can cut costs by working very hard by yourself, making sure you have the correct food, correct drinkers and all that to be able to run that kind of business. So you have to cut the cost of labor and any other things which are not very important. But remember, don't ever cut costs on food. Don't ever cut costs on medicine. If you cut the cost of food, your chicks will run hungry and they might die. You don't cut cost on vaccines. Vaccines are very important. If they can't get all the vaccines you want to cut cost, you will run into a loss because chickens will die and you will remain with nothing. Tip number 3, start small. Start small. Even if you have $1,000, don't go for very much chicks. Have a budget and start small, because you are starting and you need to start small. As you start, you are learning every day. You have to start very small for you to be able to run this kind of business, because you need enough money to feed them. You need enough money to be able to vaccinate. You need so many things which you are supposed to have enough money for you to be able to run this kind of business. So you have to start small, then you will grow gradually from step to step. By the end of the year, maybe 2 years, you will be gotten to even 1,000 chicks or 10,000 chicks, depending on how you yourself you have decided about this kind of business. So you have to start small. You have to start very little so that you can grow slowly by slowly. Another tip is that acquire knowledge. Acquire knowledge. Before you start this kind of business, you need to know how to mix feeds. You need to know all the necessary feeds that you can mix and reduce the cost of feeds, which will help you use little money for you to be able to run this kind of business. So you need to acquire that knowledge and be able to run the business with the use of maybe alternatives, like maybe you need drinkers and you don't have money to buy the automated one, the original one. So you can go and make your own by maybe cutting the gel cans. Those are the knowledge you need to learn from before you start this kind of business, that you can have the chicken. You can make your own feeders. Your own feeders. You can make them from timbers, low timbers. So that's one way of reducing the cost. So you must acquire the knowledge, more knowledge about this kind of business. So you have to get the knowledge. That's one way of cutting your costs. That's way of cutting costs, by making your own drinkers and all that, and doing such kind of maybe you mix your own food and all that. So by saying this, I hope now you will be able to know on how you will start a business with very little money, and you start the business and you keep it running. I did this video specifically because I get so many messages. My friends on Facebook or my friends on Instagram, they are texting me and asking me the questions. How can we start? How do you start? How do you do that? My own on how I started, I think this one I'll give you this detail in another video, but I decided to tell you that you can have the business with very little money. First, you must have the budget which will help you run this kind of business, and the number of birds you want to raise. It depends on your pocket. It depends on the amount you need, because you can start even maybe by layering broilers, which will take you at least for 6 weeks. You get sold, you get the profit, you add more, you get sold, you get that, then you will go and start even bringing in now the layers, which will now give you more and more profit. So it is how you will decide and start but you have to start very small when you are starting this kind of business. Even me myself, I started very small. I bought some 17 chicks, the ordinary chicks, free range. I bought like 17. Then they were doing well, and that's when I started working on the house. That's when I brought in more improved kienyeji. We call it improved kienyeji, which is around 40 chicks. So that's where I started. I had to start small, and I knew that I have some money which is helping me to run this kind of business. I also have some kales at the farm, which I cut them and then I will mix, give them sometimes, which will help me cut down the costs. And also in those chicks, in the chicks house, I work by myself. I don't need somebody to work for me. Make sure I do that. And also I've improvised the feeders. I have improvised the drinkers. So I do that. And also maybe in another video, I'll be showing you on how you can use the plants, and maybe like papayas and also tobacco will help you also with the vaccines, because they will help the chicks to, like, you know, sometimes the chicks will get a lot of diseases. So when you give them these things, I will give you in details if you continue watching this video. That's why you are supposed to turn on the notification bell, so that anytime I upload my video, you get notified. I want to say thank you so much. May God bless you as you continue watching. And if you liked this video, you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, and drop your comment. Feel free to give any suggestion about this video and anything. Feel free. So may God bless you. Thank you so much, guys.